Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 63 of the Talking the Line podcast. Hey, thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your day to come and kick it with the crew on this beautiful Monday of bets. Now, before we talk some lines for you today, dive deep into the value that we found across today's slates for you guys, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently listening to the podcast on, whether that be maybe watching it on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that notification button as well so you never miss the start of a live show. And if you're listening to the audio recorded version on your favorite podcast directory, be sure to hit it there because we always do release the audio recordings after every show. In addition, if you do have a few extra moments and you could find it in your heart to be so kind, also hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, all that good stuff. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. And last but not least, head on over to this episode's description. The first link you're going to see there is the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will locate all of the TTL Crew's content so you can consume it however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen, gamblers joining us on today's show, I am your humble host, Colt 45 Soroka, and once again, thank you so much for me moseying on over to the Talking the Line pod. Always love to see you guys stop on through. Got a bit of a weak slate today, but not a problem because we got you covered. We got some solid value coming your way, and I am most excited about the special play. We'll talk all about that here in a second, but let me bring in the co-host of the Talking the Line podcast, a young man who I am honored to call my partner and lock arm in arm with every single day and go to battle with these sports books. A young man who's coming off of a bit of a rough weekend for his White Sox, so we might have to just gloss over that topic real fast. But without further ado, the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, it's a fresh week. I am feeling damn good. We've got a loaded slate today. I am still recovering, reeling, whatever you want to say, from this hell of a weekend that we had of sports action.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Words can't even describe, especially Saturday night. And then you get into yesterday, and we've got even more solid action. So I'm ready to get things rolling here today. And for the week, start things off hot.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know about you.
I am as well. You say loaded slate, not as loaded as this weekend, as you were alluding to. I don't know what we ever did without sports, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it was insane across every single sport, whether it was on the hockey ice, on the hardwood for the NBA, or maybe even the diamond, or hey, even if you were in the 8-sided circle in the octagon for the UFC over the weekend, there was all types of action happening, and it was great action. So needless to say, we got a lot of ranting and reacting to get into for the second half of today's show. But for the first half of today's show, as always, best bets, analysis, trends, everything in between for today's slate. We got a 10-game MLB slate or 9-game. I'm considering it 8 because you got the Mets and Braves doubleheader, or
I think it is actually 8.
Is it 8 games?
I think it is actually
so it
8.
might be actually 8 games. Nonetheless, RMags has 2 best bets coming for you, and I got 4. He actually has taken 2 out of 1 game. I'm taking 2 out of 1 game as well, and then 2 other separate picks. As always, we got the Monday Madness Parlay coming at you. This week's special play to start the week off is 4-legger, if you didn't read the description, and this bad boy is paying out at plus 890 overall odds. So it is going to be a juicy cash to start the week. I really like it. We've put together the best value that I think is out there on today's slate. I don't think this thing has a chance of not getting to the pay window. Then, as always, our favorite Moneyline Dice stopped by the show. There was one particular matchup on the MLB slate today that both me and Mags were scratching our heads. So what do? We leave it to the all-knowing Dice. Stick around for the third segment of today's show for the best bets and selections from the MLB matchup tonight for the Dodgers and Padres from the Moneyline Dice. Then moving on, second half of the show, you know the deal. Already said it, ranting and reacting. We got UFC, PGA, NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, all news in between, hot takes. You're hearing them right here first thing Monday morning. Make sure you stick around second half. And then closing out the show, as always, Colt's Motivation Minutes, going to give you a little message and tell you to stop wasting your assets. So stick around for the very end of the show to get a little extra motivation for your day today. Outside of that, a couple quick reminders. Follow us on the Action app so you can get all of our best bets if you do miss any portion of the show, or if you just want more bets outside of the show and outside of our best bets. As always, I am at cash_with_Colt. My main man is at RMags, all caps. And then you can follow the TTL sports media page at Talking the Line. Super easy. Also, had it in the back of my mind today, might be a good day to bring back Colt's Daily Draw. We'll see what's happening out there. There are a few interesting pitching matchups that I think could keep that first inning at 0 runs or maybe a little 1-1 tie. So, with all that being said, I think it's about time we get into today's show.
I think it's about that time.
So cut all the nonsense, cut all the banter, cut all the gossip that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the Talking the Line podcast for the Stone Cold Locks and running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, it's time to get into the first segment of the day, and that is the TTL crew's best bets of the day. Kicking it off first, RMags, best bets, favorite picks, everything in between for today. Told you he's got 2 picks coming at you, and they are coming out of 1 game. I'm not going to spoil it, not going to tell you any further. Going to let him drop some cold, hard facts and analysis on your dome pieces. So as always, partner, you have the floor.
I appreciate it, my man. Alrighty, first play of the day, as my partner mentioned, 2 plays in 1. Coming out of the Reds versus Twins matchup, you've got Tyler Mahle, righty on the mound, versus J.A. Happ, lefty. And I'm actually going both the Reds' first 5 money line and the full game money line. Tyler Mahle coming in very nicely right now, 7-2 record, 3.39 ERA. He's actually got an astounding 1.63 ERA on the road over 9 starts, partner.
Wow.
Very solid. Has not allowed more than 2 earned runs on the road. I think in 6 of those 9s, it's 1 or less. Small sample size here in his career versus the Twins. But out of that small sample size, the Twins lineup is a career 1 for 12 versus Mahle. That's not the biggest key that I'm looking at here, but it is nice to see that 1 for 12. So I'm betting on a big day for Tyler Mahle here. And on the other side of the bill, we've got J.A. Happ, lefty. Things have been pretty rough after a nice little April for J.A. He's got a 6.12 ERA on the season. Last 7 starts, he's allowed less than 4 earned runs only once out of his last 7. That is 35 earned runs over 32 innings over his last 7 starts, partner. At least a run per inning. And he's facing a team, not a huge sample size for the full lineup, but there are 2 big bats in that lineup that have some good numbers against him. Combined between Nick Castellanos and Joey Votto, the 2 combined for a 21 and 45 hits per at bat. Both playing pretty well right now. Castellanos is hitting over 300 in June, so I like both of those guys. If not at least one of them, I like both of them to have a nice day today. And the Reds versus lefties over their last 10, not too shabby at all. 324 OBP, but a very nice 7.56 runs per 9. And this Twins lineup kind of heating up a little bit against lefties, as I mentioned last week, but versus righties, still pretty stagnant. Last 10, 296 OBP, 3.78 runs per 9, so nothing special there. And in the first 5 runs per game, pretty close numbers between the two of these teams, actually. Cincy is 8th in the MLB with first 5 runs scored, 2.79. Minnesota 11th at 2.66. Allowed, though, we have Cincy at 18th, nothing special, 2.67. Actually, a tiny bit better on the road, 2.61. But the Twins, partner, 28th allowed in the MLB, 3.06. Just a tiny bit better at home, but still 25th in the league at 2.91. So to wrap it all up, I'm betting on Tyler Mahle to have a big, big day today, and J.A. Happ to keep the tough train rolling for him. At least 4 earned runs again here in the first 5. Been rough for him to make it out of the first 5, and I think that's going to continue today.
For sure. Wanted to hit the hammer, but you got it concealed underneath the table there. Appreciate it, my friend. Don't know why you're hoarding it today, but you got it under wraps. However, I think the pitching matchup, my friend, looms super heavy in this matchup. I actually didn't know about Tyler Mahle's ERA on the road. That's rather impressive.
Yeah,
That's
that
great.
was a nice little treat for me. That was I made my pick before that, and then I saw that, and that was obviously a nice little treat.
Absolutely,
add that in there.
And J.A. Happ has been fade city all season long, so I gladly have already backed you on the first 5 and the money line. They are locked in my bet slip.
Right, and these odds are actually pretty tasty. Reds are coming off of a rough weekend at San Diego, though. San Diego played really well all weekend, had some of their better pitchers. Reds had some of their worst pitchers, and the Twins actually coming in off a nice weekend against the Rangers. Rangers didn't have Rangers pitching staff is just flat out bad in general. So I think that's a big reason why this line is so close. So it just makes it a little bit tastier and nice little odds for us on both of these bad boys.
I think you are 100% correct with that closing statement. That was going to be my last final thing if I were to say anything. The Reds coming off of some really brutal beats against the Padres, but I think the Padres might start cooling off here. They got a little bit of injury concern. We'll talk about that later as well, but that's not the team at hand. Today's best bets coming from RMACS, 2 of them. Reds first 5 money line and their full game money line. Great odds on both of those, even though they are the favorite. If you're riding with my partner, anything else you need to add? Lay down.
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay. If you're riding with my partner today, make sure you hammer those best bets in as soon as you can on your favorite sportsbook at whatever the current best line is. Hammer them home. Moving right along. No hesitation, no delay. Told you it's a bit of a weak slate today, so we're going to be cooking right through the best bets today. I actually told you also that I got 4 coming at you. 2 coming out of the Astros and Orioles game, and then one each coming from the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians game, and then the Oakland Athletics and Texas Rangers. So that's kind of outlook of what I got, but don't want to tell you too much. Let's just get into it. So first game on my slate today is the Astros versus the Orioles. Now, my partner's not going to like me to say this, but the Astros are coming off of a weekend drubbing of the White Sox. It was not even funny. I bet on the White Sox on Saturday and Sunday, thought they had a little bit of an opportunity. Needless to say, the Astros are just too doggone hot right now. I don't understand where all of a sudden it's coming from. They were kind of back and forth. They were obviously a really good team, but the Astros have officially unlocked whatever they needed to unlock, and they are killing the ball all over the field right now. Not only does that loom really large for me, but the pitching matchup today as well. Jake Odorizzi is taking the mound for the Stros, and Keegan Aiken is taking the mound for the Orioles. Now, Odorizzi hasn't been the best. Bit of a rough start to the season, but he's only had 7 official starts so far. His last few starts have been the best, and actually the last 4, what I'm looking at. He had 2 against Boston, 1 against Texas, and 1 against San Diego. Went 17 1/3 innings pitched in those 4 games with only 12 hits, 15 Ks, only 5 walks, and 7 earned runs allowed. He has really started to improve after a really shaky start, or at least first 2 starts from what I could tell. Houston, in addition, is 3-2 straight up in the first 5 innings in Odorizzi's last 5 starts overall. Now for Aiken on the opposing bump, he has been shaky to start the season, and he has only gotten worse. There have been no improvements in his game. Last 4 starts overall for him, he faced Cleveland twice, Tampa Bay, and the White Sox. 18 2/3 innings pitched for Aiken in those matchups, 21 hits allowed, 9 walks with 17 Ks. The Ks are a little inflated because he had a bunch against a really bad Orioles team, and against one in the Cleveland matchup where they were struggling, and then 12 earned runs over those 4 appearances. So it's been really, really struggling, as I'm saying. And Baltimore's 0-3-2 straight up in the first 5 innings over his last 5 starts. Not to mention Aiken is a lefty, and Houston has been beating the mess out of the baseball against lefties. Their last 5, 304 batting average, 400 OBP, and a 6.59 runs per 9 average. And in their last 10, just to show you this is a consistent trend, 273 batting average, 360 OBP, and a 6.85 runs per 9 inning average. Actually getting a little bit better over the last 5 if you couldn't tell. First 5 inning runs per game scored, Houston ranks 2nd in the MLB, 3.20 average with a 3.03 average on the road, and Baltimore ranking 14th in the MLB with a 2.51 average, 2.71 average at home scored in the first 5 innings. Love Houston in that spot. You're giving me just about a run for the average. I love them to be well ahead more than a run in the first 5 innings. And first 5 inning runs per game allowed also looms pretty large for me. Houston 4th in the MLB, 2 runs allowed in the first 5 innings on average, 2.19 average on the road. Whereas Baltimore, almost dead last, 29th in the MLB with a 3.14 average at home and a brutal 3.49 average at home. They have been, or if I said home twice, they're 3.14 average overall and 3.49 average at home. Couple of key trends I am looking at for my best bets. If I didn't say my best bets, which I don't think I did, Astros first 5 money line and the Astros run line. So the first 5 money line, those are really what I'm looking at for that. As far as the full game run line, -1.5, couple of key trends that I'm looking at that I really think the Astros can pull away and put this game away. Baltimore has lost 9 out of their last 10 games overall, and 6 of those losses came by 2 or more runs, and more on the or more side of things. And Houston has won 8 out of their last 10, with 7 of those coming by 2 runs or more, and once again, more on the or more side of things. And the Stros are 21-5 straight up in the last 26 meetings, and 10-3 straight up in the last 13 in Baltimore. Even if Odorizzi has a bad start here, I love the Astros to absolutely destroy Aiken and whatever the Orioles want to bring out of the bullpen. There's no way that whatever the Orioles offense wants to generate run-wise tonight is going to be anything that compares to the Astros. So give me all of the Astros first 5 money line and their full game run line -1.5.
Yeah, I'm all over this one with you, my man. I watched too much of this Astros team this weekend, and they, as you mentioned, they beat the shit out of my White Sox.
Yeah.
And what really stood out to me, I believe you mentioned their last 5 games versus lefty numbers, and they're already outstanding. And that includes a game against a Cy Young candidate where he held them down, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah.
That was the only guy that could hold them down. So if you take away that, I can't even imagine how high those numbers would be in last 5 versus lefties.
Yeah.
So
they've been really, really good against them, and you're going to give me this Astros against a rookie lefty pitcher?
Yeah, not a Cy Young candidate.
Sign me up.
Yep, I'm
on
right
the
there
dotted
with you.
line. There you go. So there's my first 2 best bets of the day. Third, almost said second, third best bet of the day. Told you the matchup, but once again, rolling on over to the Oakland Athletics versus the Texas Rangers. In this game, I am taking the Texas Rangers first 5 run line +0.5. You might be surprised to hear me say that, but let me tell you why. I believe everybody's going to look at this short line for the Athletics and absolutely run to it as fast as they can. Now, maybe for the full game, sure. I think they have a good possibility, but on the first 5 at least, I think this is all the Rangers ball game. This comes down to the pitching matchup for me once again, and that is why I say inside with the Rangers. Frankie Montas taking the bump for the A's, and Gibson taking the bump, Kyle Gibson taking the bump for the Rangers. Montas hasn't been incredibly dominant. You've been able to back him in certain spots against certain teams that he's faced in the past, but today is not one of those times. The Rangers have hit him decently well, nothing outlandish, but I think they have some pretty good success against him here today. 14 starts for Montas. Montas. 77 innings pitched so far, 4.21 ERA, 262 opponent batting average allowed, 301 OBP, and a 1.30 whip. Not to mention, Oakland is 2-2-1 straight up in the first 5 innings in Montas' last 5 starts overall. Now for Gibson, he has been dominant and honestly one of the only things that this Rangers pitching rotation can hang their hats on. He has been terrific on the road and spectacular at home. At home, he has had 6 starts so far, 0.96 ERA, and a .191 opponent batting average allowed. 4 earned runs for Gibson in his last 5 home starts overall. Texas is 3-2 straight up in the first 5 innings in his last 5 starts overall, and Texas is 3-1-1 straight up in the first 5 innings in Gibson's last 5 home starts overall. So Gibson has been something that these Rangers can depend on and someone that they can hopefully get a win on at least in the first 5 innings. Their bullpen really lets them down once Gibson goes out of the game, but he dominates teams at least for the first 5 innings. Both teams do hit the opposing pitcher very similarly. Told you that the Rangers hit Montas pretty well. It's pretty much the same for the Athletics and Gibson, but with Gibson just being as dominant as he has, there is no way that I am not backing him in this spot. And once again, with the teams both hitting these pitchers pretty similarly, if this game gets anywhere, I see it being completely tied right down to the wire, first 5, if the Rangers don't have the outright lead. So give me, for my third best bet, Texas Rangers, first 5 run line, +0.5.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. Gotta love the Kyle Gibson stuff. And you mentioned it, Frankie Montas hasn't been terrible, but nothing over the top spectacular. They typically give him a little bit of a run support, but as you mentioned, not today against a guy like Kyle Gibson.
Well, I got a hole in my face.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is second spill of today. The first spill dried up right before hammer it home. First spill dried up right before we went live, and now we have a new spill. So I got a hole in my face today. Not really sure what's happening. Hopefully I can get this cleaned up, get it moving. But for now, let's get on to my fourth and final best bet of the day. Going to the matchup between my Chicago Cubbies and the Cleveland Indians. Game is played in Wrigley Field in Chicago, and I'm going under 7.5 runs in this game. Now, this one for me is a bit of a sharp play and a bit of a hometown report game, if you will. You got Aaron Savali on the mound for the Indians and Albert Alzolay on the mound for the Cubs. Now, Savali has gone back and forth between good games, bad games, good games, bad games, but he has been really good in the bounce-back spot, and he just so happens to be in the bounce-back spot today. I like him to really limit these Cubs, as the Cubbies have yet to face him so far this year, and I see them being a little bit off balance because they were really off balance this entire past weekend, and they've only put up a combined 10 runs over their last 5 games overall. I hate to say it, but my Cubbies are just not scoring. Now, Alzolay, he struggled to start the season, had a spectacular May, and then in his last outing, he kind of struggled. I think there was a little something wrong with him. It didn't look like his pitch had the same velocity, and then they eventually came out, talked to him, took him out of the game. It was really weird from Adbert, and I don't think we see that today. I think we see a return to dominance and much what we saw the 1 earned run to 0 earned run games for him all May long. In one game already against Cleveland this season, Alzolay, the game ended 3-2, and Alzolay pitched really, really well. 5 hits, 6 Ks, no walks in 6 innings, and only 3 earned runs allowed. I like him to limit those earned runs even more here today for a few specific reasons. The weather. You may not know, but we had some tornadoes rip through the Chicagoland area yesterday, so the weather is still a little bit spooky and wild going on. My partner actually drove home through that weather last night like a goober. I'm real glad that he made it to me safe here today. However, the weather today is blowing. Wind 13 miles an hour, dead straight in from left field. That is going to be knocking the ball down for 2 teams that really rely heavily on the long ball to put up some solid runs. The Cubs are 6th in the MLB in home runs, and Cleveland is 14th. So they really rely on it heavily to get the balls over the wall in order to put up those big run games, and that is not going to be one of those games here today. Last but not least, some key trends I'm looking at. Chicago's 20-15-2 to the under at home and 14-10-1 to the under as a home favorite. They're also 32, 24, and 2 to the under on no days rest. The under is 7-3 the last 10 meetings in Chicago and 5-2 in the last 7 meetings overall between these two teams. The under is 4-2 in Savale's last 6 starts overall and 3-2-1 in Alzolay's last 6 starts overall as well. Cleveland put up big runs this past weekend against Pittsburgh and Baltimore, but then they wrapped up the weekend with 3 runs on Saturday and 2 runs on Sunday. So I think they're going back into their usual Cleveland Indians roller coaster batting average slump, and we're about to see them fall back down the valley here today. And I think Alzolay starts that trend. So without further ado, all of that leads me, pretty much nothing else to add on that, but all of that leads me to the Indians and Cubs under 7.5. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my 4 best bets of the day. And Mags, anything you needed to add, cared to add to?
On top of that one, I don't think so. I really like what you said there at the end about the Indians roller coaster bats because, it is very, very true this year. And as you mentioned, what was it, 2 and 3 the last couple of days? So
Saturday, Sunday,
I like where your head's at with that one. So I think you got something there, and you were not wrong about that weather. It was a bitch and a half to drive through.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the man who had to live through it first, and we still got some remnants of it rolling through the area today, so I think it makes that under a very, very good play. So there you go. 6 best bets of the day coming from the TTL crew. Let's keep it moving, grooving. How you doing? Keep it moving. We're going to get right into the special play of the day. No more hesitation, no more delay. You know the deal. The Monday Madness Parlay. At the top of the show, I told you, 4 legs coming at you. Overall odds of plus 890 the last time I checked on a sports book. I've been going a little bit here, chatting a little while here. Think I need a little bit more water. Hopefully I don't spill it on my myself once again on my brand new shirt. Just terrific to keep doing that. But without further ado, partner, I'll kick things over to you. Let you get things started here. Wherever you want to start, as always, go ahead with today's Monday Madness Parlay.
All right. So we don't have too much information to add on to you here because we've got a little bit of a different type of Monday Madness Parlay than usual, a little bit similar to our Wednesday Parlay pop-off, sort of.
Kind of.
Kind of. And I know I'll have one leg that you will definitely hammer in here. So first leg is going to be actually one of my partner's picks here. Astros minus 1.5. I love everything he nailed down on that one. That Astros offense is way too hot. And Odorizzi, not at quite as bad as his surface numbers. As you mentioned, 3 of his last 4 games still pretty decently well. And it was against Boston twice and the San Diego Padres. So some damn good offenses there. So I like him to hold down a, nothing special Baltimore Orioles offense. So there's our first leg. Second leg is going to be another one of my partner's plays. So I'm just stealing these out of his mouth right now.
Well, how about that?
Going to be the Rangers first 5 plus a half. Love Kyle Gibson today to keep things down for the Rangers. And, at least a couple here for the Rangers offense against Frankie Montas. So there's the first 2 legs, partner. How about you hammer home the last 2?
Third leg we are taking is coming from my partner. Going to his first best bet of the day, the Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line. Going to go ahead and add that bad boy because absolutely love the pitching matchup, everything he said. These Reds are heating up, and these Twins, not so great. Definitely not against righties, so I will gladly back the Reds in the first 5 and definitely add them to the Monday Madness. So leg 3. Now leg 4, we are going to the ice, the lone hockey play today. Gonna talk a little bit more in depth about this matchup and some of the things that happened over the weekend and how I skated away by the skin of my teeth in today's Rants and Reactions. But with all that being said, 4th best bet or 4th pick on the Monday Madness Parlay, rather, we are taking the New York Islanders plus 1.5. Not going to take the money line here today on the Action Network app. They are actually rated plus 110 on the money line instead of their actual rating of plus 160 right now, or the actual line rather. So I like that, but I think it is a little bit risky with the Lightning going back home and the series tied 2-2. So 3 out of 4 of these games so far have ended by 1 score. 3-2 and then 2-1, 2-1. And the other one was a 4-2 Lightning win where they put an extra one in the back of the net in the closing seconds of the game. Both of these teams defensive have figured out the offense, and I think we are in for yet another insane game here this evening. So gladly, both me and my partner are going to add the Islanders plus 1.5 to today's Monday Madness Parlay.
Right, as you mentioned, just a little bit safer. I'm going to predict a little bit of an overtime game here.
Sure.
I think that Islander, even if that game didn't finish the way it did with that defensive stop, even if it was just a casual. I guess not casual. It still would have been nuts, but you know what I'm trying to say. A defensive stop there without the extra heroics there at the end. Even if that didn't happen, I think they would have a lot of defensive momentum coming into this game. And now you add on the ridiculous heroics that happened at the end of that game. I think that's going to have a lot of momentum for that defense. Yep. So I think we get a low-scoring game. But you didn't mention the total. That total is under 5.5. Still a little bit too risky. Could go, like you said, kind of like that one game where we have a last-second empty netter. I don't know. But I do love the plus 1.5 here.
Yeah, and it ticked from 5.5 down to 5, and 5 is getting plus money, but not very long plus money. It's getting a good amount of actual money wagered on the game itself. Yeah. So I like it to, like you said, man, there may be a potential overtime game, and then we see another 3-2, 2-1 finish here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, these defenses are just too electric. So enough with that leg. You know the analysis now. But once again, that is the Monday Madness Parlay and the overall odds plus 890. Hammer it home. I don't know why I told you, because as always, we just get right into the best bets of the day recap from here, so I really don't know why I had to recap it. So let's get with it. Let's get on to it. Here we go. Best bets of the day for June 21st, 2021. We are halfway through June, ladies and gentlemen. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know where 2021 is already going. I feel like I say that every year at this point. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. I think maybe time just goes on by a little bit quicker.
Maybe.
That's what I've been told my whole life, and I think I'm starting to realize it. But without further ado, today's best bets of the day. Up to the top here on the left-hand side of your screen, you got RMACS picks one more time. Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line and the Cincinnati Reds full game money line. Turn your attention on over to the right side of the screen for my best bets of the day. Got the Houston Astros first 5 money line and the Houston Astros minus 1.5 for the full game. Got the Texas Rangers first 5 run line plus 0.5 and the Cleveland Indians versus Chicago Cubs under 7.5 or 7 runs, wherever the line is currently at. And then right below that, you see the Monday Madness Parlay now officially. One more time, the New York Islanders plus 1.5, the Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line, the Texas Rangers first 5 run line plus 0.5, and the Houston Astros full game run line minus 1.5. Parlay those 4 bad boys up. You're going to get right about plus 890 odds. Pretty doggone juicy to start the week here, partner. If you got a 10 spot burning a hole in your pocket, get you a fresh $100 overall payout to start your week, my friends. And we went 4 and 6 last week on special plays.
4 and 2, you mean?
Well, 4 for 6. I'm sorry.
4 for 6.
Yeah, 4 for 6. I said that wrong. 4 and 2. 4 out of 6 we hit. Yeah. So we took 4 special plays to the window on about an average of plus 500 overall odds. So looking to keep that streak rolling this week, and I think we definitely have a solid possibility of doing that.
No kidding.
With what we got lined up over there. So there you go. There you have it. Everything we got for best bets analysis-wise today. Let's wrap up the best bets and gambling segment, or gambling portion of the show, rather, with the always popular Moneyline Dice roll of the day. You now see it on your screen. The Los Angeles Dodgers versus San Diego Padres are going to be the roll of the day, and here we go. While I get things set up for the on-screen viewing pleasure of our audience, my friend, if you could be so kind, set the stage for us.
I will.
Who's the dog? Who's the favorite? Where are we playing at? What's the total? What do we got? Any storylines coming out of this matchup as well? Give them the nitty-gritty.
I will go ahead and do that.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit of a late-night game, going to be on ESPN, so some nice primetime action here. Dodgers, Padres, Julio Urias on the mound for the Dodgers, lefty, versus Mr. Yu Darvish for the Pods, 6.2, 2.57 ERA. Padres with Darvish on the mound are coming in as the favorite at minus 127. Dodgers coming in at plus 112. on the run line. Padres minus 1.5 is at a nice plus 175, while the Dodgers plus 1.5 is about minus 175. That over-under just ticked down over the last hour or so, down to 7. Under is getting minus 100, and the over is getting is set at minus 115. Bets and money splits here. Percentage of bets coming in for the Dodgers, 58%, while the Padres' money percentage is coming in at 56%. So some bigger money coming in on those Padres. Still very torn on this matchup, as we mentioned. Darvish has some ridiculous numbers against the Dodgers. However, he has come down a little bit the last couple starts. Hasn't had his best stuff. So that's why we're kind of a little bit weary on this one. In the month of June, he's got a 4.15 ERA, still 2.57 ERA on the season, but that June ERA is starting to tick up a little bit. So that's kind of the reason why we weren't back in the Padres. Otherwise, if he was in full form here, we would probably be all over those Padres. But a little bit of a question mark there for Darvish. Julio Urias, lefty, is coming in with a 3.24 ERA in the month of June. Not too bad, not too spectacular. So we could be in for a doozy here today. Partner, how we looking?
Not bad. You got any? Nope. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure everything's good. It's a little bit glitchy for some reason. Huh? Just a little weird, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to restart everything here. No problem, because I had it up rocking and rolling. I'm pretty much a Zen master at this, if you will, at this point. So if you got anything else to add, just a few more brief moments, folks. Bear with us for your viewing pleasure.
I'm going to mention the Darvish numbers versus the Dodgers here. 11 and 82 career are the Dodgers against Darvish. .071 batting average. Mookie Betts 1 for 9. AJ Pollock 1 for 9. The one that has the best success actually is Albert Pujols 8 for 36. That's still a 222 batting average. So nothing special there. Justin Turner 0 for 8. Chris Taylor 0 for 3. Austin Barnes 0 for 5. You got a few pitchers in there, so maybe that's a little bit inflated. But even still, I just mentioned all those brutal numbers against Darvish. So this Dodgers team has not hit well against them. Darvish has faced him twice in April this year, and those teams split those games. Darvish went 7 innings in each. Actually lost the game where he's 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run allowed. So even if Darvish is spectacular, you never fucking know. And I mentioned they won the other game, back-to-back starts actually, and then the next one they won 6-1, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. So Darvish has been spectacular, but even if he is, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a lock for the Pods. So that's why we're rolling the damn dice. And if my partner is ready,
I'm gonna do a little something different here. Let's see what this feels like.
Okay.
Let's see what this feels like.
Interesting.
We'll go down here though.
Interesting.
Always adjusting, always moving. I'll let you do that. We'll see how this thing is. It seemed a little glitchy, if I do say so myself, because already on the screen, and it is taking a little bit of time. Yeah. See, not very reactive today for some reason. I don't know why. Because stream, everything else is terrific, but for some reason it just does not want to be perfect on the screen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You guys will still be able to. At least we're still good. That video might not be worth a hot damn, but
better than nothing, maybe.
Bad is never really a good thing. So we might close it out here for today. And if we can, I'll roll. And if it comes back, and we'll see how it looks. All right. Just because who wants to sit there and watch a glitchy ass video? Nobody wants to watch that. So. Our apologies. For some reason, the app is just going slow. Everything else is working, but I think it's just the app today. So, had to wake up these dice. They are ready to go. I might just do the old usual just to keep the body guessing. Maybe I'll go up there and show them. Why not? But I think it's already it already stopped, so you're good to go. All right. So, my partner laid the scene for you today for the Dodgers and the Padres matchup. So without further ado, it's time for the first roll of the day. The home or away die. Are we going with the home team Padres or the away team Dodgers? We will all find out in 3, in 2, in 1.
the away team Dodgers.
Away team Dodgers it is. Okay. Moving right along. Moneyline ATS. Are we going to get a little bit of juice or are we going to have to take a little bit of chalk? We will all soon find out. As always, in 3, in 2, in 1.
ATS plus 1.5. All right.
Away ATS. What were the odds on that, my friend?
About -175.
Okay. So not terrible, not great.
Yeah, not terrible, not great.
All right. So the wild card dice has now made its way to set. Are we going to double down? Head to the total or re-roll? In 3, in 2, in 1. Oh boy.
What we got here?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Home ATS, we have our first money line re-roll.
Wow. Wow. So the dice, we didn't know about this roll or about this matchup as much as the dice don't know about this matchup. So for the first time here, they have a little bit of an issue. They don't think that things are going to be working out as well for the first roll. So they want a little bit of a mulligan, if you will. Yeah. Why don't I try, since we have a mulligan, try one more time here, see if it has any possibility of being decent. It doesn't seem too bad. It really doesn't seem too bad.
Right.
Well, how about that? All right, let's see if it... Well,
alrighty.
Hot doggy. Looky there. Look at those dice. Look at that. All right. So right in between us now, I kind of like that. We were kind of battling with the dice. Mr. John Rothstein. Hello, sir. All right, so here we go. Just a minor hiccup. The dice said, hold on. You got to show us glistening in the studio light. What the hell are you thinking? We're not giving out picks unless you show us off. So once again, first roll, home team Padres or away team Dodgers in 3, in 2, in 1. Away team once again.
All right.
I will move this your direction, partner. Once again, are we taking the money line or ATS? How are the dice feeling now? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, on top of the laptop, ATS once again.
Away ATS once again. So maybe they weren't as confused as they thought. So once again, wild card dice. Roll number 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
That is the over this time around.
All right. So the dice have officially settled on today's selection.
Said, fuck you, Darvish. Dodgers and the over.
The dice have spoken! If you want to guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window tonight, you know the deal. In the dice we trust. Dodgers on the run line plus 1.5 and over the game total of
7
runs. We are, or the dice are rather, not buying the arms of Yu Darvish and Julio Urias to limit runs today, and they are really not buying Yu Darvish against these Dodgers and his previous numbers. So we will gladly back these dice into battle and take 2 tickets to the pay window tonight.
Yes.
One more time. LA Dodgers, run line plus 1.5 and over 7 runs in the full total between the Dodgers and Padres. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. Dice had a solid week last week,
man.
Don't let these dice
I'm telling you, don't let them get hot.
Chipping away, 19 and 21 and 1.
I'm saying, son.
Like 6 behind, six losses behind, being even. So cut it back down to 2. Could be an even record after tonight.
Hey. Well, let me
get ahead of myself,
let me take care of things here as always. Thank you, Dice. Thank you, Dice. We appreciate you. Oh, man. Got to start this week off hot. So, into the handy travel carrying bag they go. Zipped up they are. Hammered home as well. Moneyline Dice, if you're watching, as always, we got to get this combo pack going of said hammer and said pack of die. The power that is welded in my hands right now is otherworldly. I hope I can almost feel the energy going through the camera of how much power this gives me. I feel as though I'm radiating winning energy.
Dice are 2-0 since we brought up the hammer. I'm not saying what I'm saying.
Not saying, but I'm saying. And hopefully we'll get this combo pack started here pretty soon. But for now, if you want your own Moneyline Dice, we're working on that. But if you want your own Moneyline Dice now to start, we got an easy way for you to get them. Head over this episode's description, second link down in the bottom, moneylinedice.com. Hit it. We also put the code that you can get a discount with, 10% off your first order, right in this episode's description. Get everything you want on there. They have more merch than just these dice, and it is some sweet merch. Let me tell you that. They got the MMA scorecard. They have the record book for the dice. You can track all your units, all your plays, everything you want. And then they got wearable merchandise. And this logo, my friends, on merch is crisp. Yeah. So I suggest you head over to moneylinedice.com, start rolling with the crew, and get some of their sick-ass merch. And at the same time, save some money while you're doing it. Code TTL10 at checkout, 10% off your first order at moneylinedice.com. Thank you, Dice, and our friends at Moneyline Dice.
Thank you.
We appreciate you more than you know. All right, my friends, there you go. There you have it. Today's first half of the TTL podcast. Our best bets, analysis, trends, the special play Monday Madness Parlay. The dice have spoken. We have nothing left betting-wise for you. But we got plenty more of this show left. So if you're one of the kind gambling folks that just stops by every episode of the Talking the Line podcast to hammer in locks with the crew, and you're about to head on out of here, first things first, we appreciate you so much. Can't tell you how much we love you and all your support. Thank you for stopping by and going to the trenches every single day against the sportsbooks with the crew. If you are truly heading out of here, don't stay away too long now. Make sure you come around to Bend for Tuesday's episode. We'll see you tomorrow for the show, same time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, because you know the deal. We need your help bankrupting these sportsbooks one play at a time. So have a spectacular rest of your Mondays, and we'll catch you on the flip side for tomorrow's show. But for you TTL faithful sticking around for the second half of the show, boy, oh boy, I've been waiting to do this all weekend long. Here we go. It's time for today's Rants and Reactions. All right. Here we are. Drop it into first gear, kick it on back just a little bit, and talk some shit. You know, partner, we said it at the top of the show, but are we back? Are we, what did we do without sports?
You know, we may or may not be back. We may or may not be back, my man. I mean, the entire weekend was a damn solid sports weekend, in itself, but Saturday night, my goodness. There was points where I was standing in front of my TV because I was so intense that I couldn't even sit down.
Yeah. 150% concur. I know you are just like me and had multiple TVs set up in the viewing area. So
I had 4 screens at one point.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one damn bit whatsoever. Wow, you ousted me this week, and I only had 2 going. Damn.
I mean, there was at one point well, maybe not at one point, but I was at least 4 sports going on for a handful of times. So
yeah, it was quite the weekend, my friend. Let's dive into it here. First things first, kind of wrapped up the weekend. Well, not necessarily. I mean, kind of, but the U.S. Open. Jon Rahm gets his first major victory. How about that for the old Spaniard?
Coming in as the opening favorite, which I didn't back, obviously, but good for him, my man. Good for him after what happened a couple of weeks ago. He absolutely deserves it. He's been up there in so many of these tournaments and can't get it done at the end of the day. But, he might have taken care of it anyways, but he finally kind of had one of those occasions where he was one of the guys, he was a winner that looked like he wanted to win the damn tournament, and absolutely not a single other person in the field, the back 9 of that tournament wanted any part of winning that thing. So good for him. I thought Louis was gonna, push him to a playoff potentially. Obviously, before the last couple of holes happened, and he got up to 6 under. But there was one point where Harris English was sitting at 3 under in the clubhouse, and I think at the time when he did that, the leader was at 6. I think it was Louis, and then people start dropping, and I was like, oh shit, is Harris English about to be looking decent over there? Minus 3 under there, but Good for John Rahm. He could be on a nice little roll here. Got a little bit of that dad energy.
Yeah.
we see.
And especially after, I mean, you said this most recent one, but after 2 COVID, like, have to withdraw because of COVID
Right.
for him, I mean, that is just brutal, my friend. And the fact that he was able to get the U.S. Open is electricity. I mean, it was awesome when he got the trophy yesterday. So great for him. And then also classic Louis, man. I could count on my hands and toes the amount of time that Louis Oosthuizen has forced a playoff or at least been right in that spot.
Yeah, making people sweat.
Yeah,
no kidding.
150%. That should be his middle name, Louis Sweat Oosthuizen.
And he is the most laid back and least I don't know what word I'm looking for, like
Carefree.
least ratings driven player out there, because I mean, carefree, just kind of ho-hum, go with the flow. And like you said, he is always up there. I think he's only gotten maybe one major if I'm not mistaken, but good tournament, great tournament. I was hoping for like an 8-way playoff at the end there. But, that's what I'm always hoping for.
Hey, can't we all, if we all got our wishes, if wishes were for fishes, the world would be an ocean. But we would all have loved to see an 8-way playoff. But something else I wanted to question you around, partner. Is it time for DeChambeau to lay off the protein shakes? Is it time for Bryson to correct his game? Is it time to maybe hang up the clubs for a month or two and find himself again? What is the deal with Bryson DeChambeau?
Yeah, man, I mean, it looked like he was going to take a run at that thing coming into the back 9 there, and the wheels came off as hard as I have just about ever seen them, aside from maybe Jordan Spieth at the Masters a handful of years ago.
Yes, sir.
But Bryson, man, I don't know, and because the wheels fell off. He made 1 or 2 mistakes, and then as we've seen before, he kind of lets that get to him, and then it's an absolute shit show for the next 3-4 holes. And the part that drives me nuts is that he literally said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I didn't play bad. It was just a few bad breaks." It's like maybe a break or two led to that, but once you got to that point, it wasn't too late, and you let it get to your head, and the wheels absolutely fell off. So I think there needs to be a little bit of I don't know if mental check is not as far as him being mentally unstable. That's not at all what I'm saying. But as far as the focus when things start to, not go his way, I think he needs to take a different approach there and accept when, the wheels are falling off and he needs to take a step back, take a deep breath and rein it back in.
Damn, you had some ranting to do about that, huh?
I know.
A lot of bunched up stuff about Bryson over the weekend here.
Yeah, I mean, because I enjoy watching him play, but as far as stuff like that, it really drives me nuts. And obviously, guys fall apart sometimes from time to time, but,
It's kind of becoming a trend.
You just got to own it, too, for God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. You can't excuse this, excuse that.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he's in 10 feet rough, and it's like, oh, well, I hit a good drive. It's like,
well, clearly you didn't hit a good drive. So maybe if Mr. Riley Magnuson had anything to say in the PGA, Bryson DeChambeau would be on a mandatory leave of absence for the next few months.
I'm not saying that, but...
Not saying that, but there is a but. There is a but there, ladies and gentlemen. So who knows? But that's the weekend of PGA. We'll have some more stuff coming up for you. I do believe there's another tournament coming up this weekend.
Haven't looked past this weekend.
Haven't looked past this weekend quite yet. We're not the golf experts, but we'll be sure. Oh, and partner, you cashed Morikawa top 10.
Speaking
good
of
shit
not being
for you.
An expert,
yeah,
hey.
Good shit for you, my friend. Absolutely love to see that.
I guess I was looking yesterday. I guess I skipped the PGA. So 2 out of 3 majors this year the 2 that I have played positive units. So
yeah, heck yeah.
Am I a golf expert? No, I'm not.
Maybe. Probably not.
Not
but hey, either way, there you go. PGA from the weekend. Now, you know me. You know where we're going next. The UFC, the UFC, my friends. Oh, man. What a card this past weekend. TKZ versus Ige. I put them both together. That was incredible. The Zombie doing what Zombie does, getting absolutely torched by Ortega in his last fight, and then now comes out and looks absolutely incredible against Dan Ige, who's been absolutely impeccable with his striking and his boxing. Now, TKZ's already out calling Max Bless Holloway, saying he doesn't have punching power. I have punching power. He just has boxing skill. I can beat him. Oh boy, quick words coming off of a quick fight. Ige's not some of the high-level names that Zombie has fought in the past, but he still is a good opponent. Sure. Now, Ige had a couple opportunities. He could have got back into that fight, in the 4th and 5th round, I thought he had a real good shot to get something done because in the Zombie's last 4 fights overall, he is 1-3 when it gets past the 3rd round. And he's actually been TKO'd a few times in those. So I was actually real surprised that Ige couldn't get anything done in the 4th or 5th. He did change his game plan. He listened to his corner. It ended up being a great fight. But overall, Zombie got the UD and decided to go on home and call out Max Blessed Holloway.
What are you thinking on that? Do you think he does have a chance on that one, or is that?
I don't think it's out of his realm. I think him calling out Max that fast was a mental game on Max.
Sure.
Because like Max is solid, and we saw him in his last fight against Calvin Kattar. Like he touched Kattar up.
Right.
I mean, his boxing was on an entire different level at that point. I think a TKZ Blessed fight would bless us all. Yeah. It would be absolutely electric. It would be terrific. It would be boxing prowess and boxing just beautiful technique against beautiful Muay Thai technique.
Yeah.
And I think it would just be off the charts. It might be contender for fight of the year.
Yeah, I'm starting to be a big fan of old TKZ over there. I saw something and I was watching the fight, but as you mentioned, I had about 4 different screens going. So, my focus was on that one when that fight came on. But I didn't realize it while it was happening. But apparently TKZ dislocated his shoulder at one point in the round, popped it back in. So
why his name is
literal
the Zombie.
Yeah.
He is the Zombie, my friend. He is insane. I can't wait to see what the next step for TKZ is, because last thing he said too, I'm no longer number 4, I'm number 3. So rankings come out today at like 2:00, I think. So we'll see how it kind of shakes up division to division. Outside of that, told you the Marlon Vera Davey Gant fight was going to be terrific, and it fucking was. Marlon Vera obviously got the win, but a UD win. So I mean, it was a beautiful fight. Davey Gant gave Marlon Vera everything he had. I mean, pure heart, and his face was mangled after that fight. But great fight. Sergey Spivak took down the old dog, Alexei Olenek. Spivak looks really good. I think he'll start to climb up some of the rankings here in the heavyweight. I don't think he's going to crack top 10 for quite some time, but he's starting to look good for sure. My boy Julian Erosa took the rough KO loss to Sewoo Choi.
Oh, yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, there was a handful of solid TKOs.
Quick little...
KOs. Yeah.
And I mean, that was it. That was a wrap. Then you had my boy Bruno Silva. Told you I am so high on guys making their UFC debut, and he delivered in electric fashion against Wellington Thurman. Then if you saw me on Twitter afterwards, him and Bruce got the little salsa going on in the cage, so that was really cool for him. And then Matt Brown, the old dog, put out Diego Lima.
Yes.
I mean, it was ridiculous. And Diego looked uncomfortable in that cage from bell one. Yeah. I mean, it was a beatdown by Matt Brown. And finally, he just kept backing him down, saw his spot, and that was it.
Yep.
That was it. And it was crazy. Killed my parlay from the first one, but hey, if it's going to happen in that fashion, I can't even be upset. Like if it was a unanimous decision, something like that, it'd be a little cranky, but something like that. Hey, Matt Brown, still doing it. Still fucking doing it. The man is absolutely electric. Outside of that, nothing else super. Verna Jandiroba, actually, that gal is coming up out of nowhere. She fought Kanako Murata, and Kanako couldn't come out after the second round. I do believe it was second or third. I can't remember, but they called it doctor stoppage and TKO. That was it. That was a wrap. So Verna Jandiroba, look out. She might be something solid. Then you had Chaos Williams and Matthew Semmelsberger. Chaos Williams continues to come out and lay the leather. He never backs off, never backs down. No fucking question. He is always in there to scrap. Pulls off the unanimous decision against Semmelsberger. I was really hoping that he would have been able to get him out there via stoppage, because Chaos Williams stoppages are insane, because that man throws with everything he's got.
Yeah, no question, man. I think I missed that one. I must have. But the card as a whole did not disappoint.
Yeah, outside of that, nothing else that really jumped out. Ricky Glenn getting the TKO to start the fight. I mean, he was all over him and got him on the ground TKO. But yeah, absolutely great card. Upcoming this week, have some more stuff coming at you for sure. We got Cyril Gahn versus Alexander Volkov. So that's going to be fucking great. Two absolute bomb throwers. And then Kennedy and Njoku and Danilo Marquez for the co-main. That'll also be top-notch. Andre Touchy-Feely and Daniel Pineda for the third fight on the main card. Tim Means versus Nicholas Dalby. And then Hanato Moicano versus Hy Herbert. This is going to be yet another fight night, yet another killer card, and then even the undercard, just a few quick glances. I mean, it looks great. So we're going to have some more best bets, main card parlay coming at you, fights to watch. We'll be sure to break down this upcoming weekend's Gahn versus Volkov UFC Fight Night card for you on Friday. So make sure you turn into Friday's episode if you're all about them picks and parlays and everything like that, because my analysis has been pretty damn spot on here lately.
Not too shabby.
Pretty damn spot on here lately. So I'm feeling pretty good about the UFC. But let's keep it moving and grooving. Make a quick stop by the gridiron for just a little bit of news.
Okay.
Nothing new noteworthy as far as free agents, trade transactions, or player movement. But we do have a little bit of something to get into. I got one thing to get into here in a minute, but first thing that was actually a little surprising to me. Congratulations to Alvin Kamara, has been named the first growth and engagement advisor for NASCAR.
Interesting choice.
How bizarre is that?
Yeah, I didn't read too much into this, but maybe a little bit of a cross-sport marketing there, trying to squeeze out some of the NFL fan base into the NASCAR fan base, because there is a little bit of an overlap there. But I mean,
their relationship has apparently been growing pretty heavily. I don't know particularly why AK is so into NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR is absolutely electric. Sure. I love it. I love it. A lot of people don't understand how you can watch cars go in circles for 500 laps, but
myself included,
being there and then being able to watch it on TV.
Sure.
Like, if you've been there before, you can definitely watch it on TV with a whole different appreciation. And I mean, cars going 200 plus miles an hour by you've never felt that adrenaline. It is insane. But don't know really where it came from, but hey, good for him. That's absolutely incredible. Get a little bit more brand growth for him, as if AK needed any more. Hey, he'll just get him another fresh diamond grill from Johnny Dang. I can't remember. I think it's Johnny Dang. That's the jeweler who does all the big rappers and ball players, all their jewelry, everything. Little Filipino dude, I believe he is. But he's got some great videos. He rabbit hole here. He has some real good videos, and he shows the back of his jewelry store and everything like that, and some of the grills he's made for famous people and stuff like that, and how he started off absolutely piss poor and has built his business, and he's a millionaire now with what he does. So Johnny Dang, it's Johnny Dang, I believe it is. Obviously, I don't have a 10 stacks sitting in my pocket, but hopefully soon enough I'll be able to have one of those dang diamond chains around the neck. We'll see what happens here. But moving right along, keep it going here in the NFL after that rabbit hole. Got into Johnny Dang after Alvin Kamara and NASCAR. How about all of that nonsense for some rants and reactions for you? Madden cover came out last week. We touched on it very briefly. Hey, good for Brady, good for Mahomes. But something was on my heart this weekend. Something festered in me all weekend long that I just couldn't get off my heart. And I had to bring it to the pod because it might have glossed over my partner's head. But no, not mine. I'm very, very confused as to how we're talking about MVP edition of Madden and Baby Goat and Real Goat, but we don't have the real damn MVP on the cover, i.e., QB12 Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay, Wisconsin.
You think you're upset?
What is going on?
You're telling me.
I glanced past this piece of information at the beginning.
I don't see any issue with the third
I don't see any issue with Tom Brady and Mr. Aaron Rodgers on the cover together.
Neither do I.
And let Mr. Mahomes get on out of the picture.
Oh, we can have all three. There's room.
Nah, I don't even think we need three.
2K's done it before.
I don't know. Is this Madden saying we don't even know what's going on in Green Bay, that we can't even acknowledge the MVP?
Has he been traded that I didn't know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well then what are we talking about here?
But where's the acknowledgement? What's happened? What has happened to Aaron Rodgers? What has happened in the media?
Be the special edition cover coming out.
out of nowhere. They drop a new
special
one.
Edition
Special
on top of
Adilfin.
the already MVP edition.
Special Platinum Edition.
Super MVP edition. That's coming, yeah.
Super Platinum Special Edition. Perfect. You got to fly it in from the farthest land of unknown.
Hawaii.
QB12, Aaron Rodgers, the real Madden cover. I feel bad for you, partner. I think he should have been on there. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why everybody in the media and everybody everywhere seems to have to keep slighting your boy. I don't know why.
No slights.
We're
all good.
I hope soon that for your sake and for Green Bay Packers fans everywhere, that all this horse shit comes to an end rather soon.
I think you're going to be eating those words in about 4 or 5 months.
Which ones?
Those. That you hope for my sake and for Packers fans' sake that it's all square and well.
Oh, you think it's not going to be square and well?
I think it is, and you're going to be eating those words because he's going to be, about 7-8-0.
But I said I hope it's square and well.
I know. I think you're going to be eating those words.
But that would mean that I would say it would be shitty.
Yeah, I think you're going to be saying that you wish you would have said that.
Because so they're going to be bad.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. He's going to come back. He's going to dominate, and the Packers are going to be 8-0, 9-0, and the Bears are going to be mediocre as fuck as usual. And you're going to be like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have said all those nice things about Aaron Rodgers.
If they're good, then why would I have not liked to say that? Just fucking with you. All right, wrap it up for the NFL.
Gonna be eating all of these goddamn words.
Hopefully Aaron Rodgers, yes, hopefully I do eat my words and Aaron has a great, maybe we'll see some just absolutely beautiful Bears Packers, just electric matchups with my QB1 Justin Fields going up against supposed QB1 Aaron Rodgers. I cannot wait to see it on the frozen tundra and wherever Soldier Field may lie. I guess it will be where it is now for this year, for the time being. But that does it for the NFL. Moving on along to the game so beautiful, it has to be played on diamonds, the MLB. Nothing crazy, wild nonsense coming out of the weekend. The war on sticky stuff rages on, and appears to be a gentleman's agreement on the horizon of all 30 MLB teams shaking hands and saying, yeah, we'll have our opposing pitchers checked out, no problem. We'll just do that. It seems that they're wanting to kind of sweep this under the rug and get all this bullshit out of the media before more bullshit comes out. It's kind of what it appears to me. So, sure, there will be more developments as the week rages on, so we'll be sure to cover the sticky stuff as best as we can as soon as we find stuff out. But something cool, the Rays are finally calling up Wander Franco from their minor league system. And per everybody that has been talking about this kid, he's the top prospect in the MLB right now, and he's one of them 5-tool guys. Yep. He can run, he can field, he can throw, he can hit, and he can hit with power. I mean, not that the Rays needed to add one of those guys to this already star-studded lineup, but the Rays just got even better.
I mean, shit, if they can add to that offense, that's... they can add a run or two to their average every damn day. That makes them a hell of a lot scarier, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, very interested to see what this kid does because he has been hot topic since end of 2020.
Right.
So I'm very excited to see what he does for the Rays there. Also, last night or yesterday afternoon, if you didn't see it, absolutely destroyed my A's money line play. They had runners on second and first with no outs in the ball game. Aroldis Chapman pitching, and I think Murphy was batting. And the Yankees have now officially record tying 3 triple plays in one season. They turned a triple play on Matt Murphy. I'm going to say it's Matt Murphy. I think it's who it was on his next hit.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, I know 2 of them have come with Chapman on the mound. I don't know if the third has either. Yeah, it's been pretty doggone recently.
Because there was a goofy one where it was, I can't remember specifics.
Oh, yeah, it was like 1 5 6 2 3 2
all
triple
over the
play. Yeah,
diamond, right. So, yeah, man, I mean, seems like, not the story that we're going for here, but Aroldis Chapman getting a little lucky, having a little bit of a rough go of it.
Yeah, he's been getting lucky with those triple plays because honestly, a 2-1 lead with Aroldis Chapman on the bump does not feel as safe as it used to.
No, it does not. I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe he can figure it out, but getting a little bit lucky lately.
More record setting over the weekend. Kyle Schwarber, record-tying 5 home runs in 2 games, absolutely obliterated the ball off of Taijuan Walker yesterday.
Yep.
Not back-to-back, but homer at-bat homer for Kyle Schwarber deep into right field, both on high fastballs, right where Schwarby loves them. Taijuan tried to challenge him, and Schwarby said, "Not today, young man. I'm taking you deep, too." So record setter there for Mr. Schwarber. Maybe he has another opportunity to get the record here this season because it seems that Schwarby bombs are only but coming back.
Yeah, man. You missing him at all?
Missing the shit out of him.
Okay.
Missing the shit out of him. I mean, not terribly because we do have some great sticks on the lineup that backfilled him for sure.
Pretty streaky.
Yeah, and a lot of prospects, and he is streaky. That is one thing. But man, there is something about a Schwarber bomb. Oh boy, his bombs are bombs, my friend. But so are Jocks. Jocks are quite something. So I think they're just kind of backfilling what we lost from Kyle pretty well.
That's
I like how we kind of flip flop Kyle and Jock. I'm a big fan of Jock for sure. Also, kind of heartbreaking news. We'll see what comes out. But Fernando Tatis Jr. re-injuring that shoulder yesterday. Not sure. Status up in the air for tonight if he's going to be on the field for the Padres or not.
Yeah, seems like he's all right. I imagine I would be surprised if they didn't give him another day off here. Even maybe not because it is a huge matchup. But yeah, hopefully he's not dealing with this all season long. Got to be a little bit more careful out there, obviously. But hopefully it's just not a little nagging thing all season long. That's my only concern.
Yeah, definitely me too. But a little sidebar there on top of hoping that this is not a season-long injury, season-long concern here. We just about had some terrific content happen. I was about another quarter of an inch from falling right the fuck out of this chair. So that would have been absolutely electric. Would have fallen right into the side table here and just taken out everything right alongside with me. So that would have been some solid content for this Monday. But thankful to my cup. Had a little bit of extra balance there. Whew, if only. All right. Well, there you go. That's the...
have to lean into it next time.
No kidding. That's the nonsense coming out of the MLB. Moving right along into the NBA. Wild weekend out of the NBA as well, my friend. We had... What do we have? We had obviously the Bucks and the Nets. The Nets losing in terrible fashion. They didn't get bounced in the round I thought they would, but I was telling everybody at the beginning of the year they were going to get bounced, and the injuries got the best of them, and Milwaukee didn't look great, but they did enough to get the job done.
Yeah, talk about a grind-out series, my man. That game was as much as... That was the game I needed to watch. I lost the bet on that one, but...
Yeah,
one of those ones, kind of like you said earlier about the fight. Obviously, I don't like losing money, but when you get
it's the one you want to watch.
Unreal Game 7, it's hard to be upset at it. Big Kevin Durant fan. Despite the last second shot missed in overtime, he showed out all series long. So
fuck the last second missed in overtime. We're talking about if he wears his normal shoe size. I found this out. I read this on Twitter this morning.
Yeah,
he wears a size 18 on the court for more of a lightweight, feathery feel to his shoes. And in normal life, he wears a size 17. His foot was on the line by about an inch and missed the 3, and it was a 2. And that 3 would have won them the game. We all know.
17 3/4. He's probably behind that line.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity how close he was. And he knew it too. I mean, his face just like, oh, shit. That was the time. I don't think we're going to be able to get this in OT, boys. We don't have the firepower, and everybody's getting fucking tired. I can't do this by myself. And that's what happened.
I mean, we poo-pooed Reggie Miller saying him and James Harden should rest Game 6, but for God's sakes, Kevin Durant was gassed. Obviously, that last shot went so short. I mean,
he was tired. He was tired, and also a little. You had Kevin Durant's mom and PJ Tucker going at it, which was pretty sweet. It ended up being kind of just like a laugh, and it was kind of cool how it ended up ending. But like it was just classic mom to player on court, and like it was like you could see it took PJ Tucker back to like being 12 years old, and he just kind of looked at her with like that oh shit face and kind of smiled. Like it was some pretty good quality content there too. But rough for the Nets. Better luck next year, my friends. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on probably not too much of a limb, but I'm I'm already going to be saying my Nets prediction for next year's final to win the championship. So.
Oh boy, he's putting the cart way in front of the horse. You heard it here first. Brooklyn Nets 2022 NBA outright champions. Brooklyn Nets from Riley Magnuson. You heard it here first. Yesterday, don't mean to toot my own horn, but took the Hawks +7, Hawks money line, and doubled down on their second half money line, or actually just the live money line.
Yeah.
Cast all of that shit. And the Hawks eliminate the 76ers, and Doc Rivers is now 0-4 in Game 7 playoff elimination scenarios. Partner, I know you got some shit festering on the heart in relation to Doc.
I mean,
give it to me.
Plain and simple, this Philly team is not going to look the same here in the upcoming season here. There's zero chance they're going to be able to roll back into Philly with those Philly fans with the exact same team or anywhere close to it. Keep Embiid. I mean, there's, to give it a little crazier hot takey, I like Joel Embiid, but if you are that concerned about his health and injury sustainability or, avoiding that injuries, like he obviously cannot avoid,
doesn't look good.
I mean, I love Joel Embiid. Yeah, I think you have to ride with him despite all those injury concerns and hope that he can, stay at least 90% healthy all the time because he is worth it. But the rest of the team, man, Seth Curry is the other guy that lived up to and probably exceeded expectations for the series.
Right.
Everyone else, get him the fuck out of there. Tobias Harris, get him out of there. Ben Simmons, there's no chance you bring Ben Simmons back under the Sixers. Even before that atrocity of passing up a layup or a dunk with Trae Young behind you, or coming at him, sorry. Even before that, he was gone. But now after that, you have to get rid of him. And I think they could get still some type of trade value for him somewhere. Probably not, definitely not peak trade value as far as what you could have gotten over the last year or so. But somebody's still going to be paying 75 cents on the dollar, I would say you could probably expect. But and Dr. Rivers, I don't know, man. I've always liked Dr. Rivers, but the lack of competency in Game 6s and 7 is pretty outrageous, especially given the talent that he's had over the last 4 or 5 years with the Clippers and now the Sixers.
Yep.
I don't know how you justify it. I don't know.
I don't think you can. The one thing that I would say in opposition to you, I think they might keep Tobias Harris around just because they built a lot of that team around him. They kind of gave him the keys of that team. A lot of guys have that kind of opinion as well. But Ben Simmons, I could not agree more. I mean, you can't go to the free throw line and everybody in the world knows you're missing it. Like you just can't. You can't do things like that. Now, where does he go? I don't know, but I don't think he stays in Philly. I don't know what the deal is, but I also saw a video a few weeks back, or not, maybe a week ago, it might have been, and he was taking block shots and literally could not put one in the hole. He maybe took 20 back to back and put one in. Like it was insane. Block shots, 2-foot shots.
Clearly all the way up in his own head.
I mean, it's insane. It's insane.
I don't know how he gets out of it either.
I don't think you can. I think Ben Simmons might have the yips.
Potentially.
Might have the yips, and his career might be over. Hey, there's the fucking hot take for you. Ben Simmons has got the yips, and his career is donezo.
That's a hot take.
Turns into a 6th man, potentially 9th man.
That's a hot take.
Hot take and a half. But hey, you know what I'm about. Hot takes. Maybe Ben Simmons is donezo. You heard it here first. Also, the other game on tap while we're waiting for the Bucks and Hawks to get underway. Speaking of which, in that, you think the Hawks got any type of chance?
I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say they have no chance, and I think this could be, a solid series. But I don't think they have the defensive recipe the same way that the Nets did for Giannis. I think he has a lot more success, like we are kind of used to seeing from him, like kind of the regular season type of success where he can get to the basket. Maybe they are going to try and use that template and formula and, force him to shoot some deep shots. I don't know that they have the size, matchup and quickness matchup. Obviously, they have Clint Capella, but Clint Capella can't, stay stride for stride with Giannis. So,
I don't know. We were saying that about the Hawks and Philly, and the Hawks just made Philly look stupid.
You're not wrong.
They made them look dumb. Dumb is all shit. So, I don't know, man. That Hawks 10K better still holding out to win 1.75 million.
I'll be taking the Bucks in the series.
I'm starting to back them, and I may or may not have put a little bit down on the Hawks outright
in the series
to win the NBA championship.
Goodness gracious.
So we'll see what happens, Nothing crazy, nothing big, nothing major, but they are the longest odds right now, and there are still two people who continue to look stupider and less stupider and less stupider as the days wage on, and that's actually the guys who currently still have the tickets for outright Atlanta Hawks, and those have been on the board for months now at this point. Like, they've been holding on to those tickets for some time, and they just keep looking smarter. So this weekend I said, you know what? Fuck it. Before they drop this odds drop any lower, if anything happens, let me toss just a little bit on this bad boy. So went ahead and did that. If you want to roll with me, let's see what happens here, boys. Let's take that ticket to the window.
Well, hey, I did say, I obviously, a while back, I did predict the Nets. However, before this last series, I did say whoever wins the Bucks-Nets series is going to win the playoffs. So, given that, now my new pick is the Bucks.
Okay, new pick is the Bucks. You heard it here first, coming from Mr. Mags. He is taking the Milwaukee Bucks now. Final thing there, we got Clippers Phoenix, or Clippers Suns, whatever you want to say. Clippers lost game 1. Obviously, Suns got the -4 cover, won the game by 6, I do believe. Suns look pretty damn good. Devin Booker looks damn good without Chris Paul, and the Suns did say Chris Paul is right at top of mind, so he is not far from coming back. I don't think he's going to be out much longer, and if the Suns can take care of game 2 at home, we might be seeing a number 4 again.
Yeah, so here's my prediction. If Kawhi doesn't come back, I think it's Suns in 5. I say the Clippers probably get 1 at home, maybe game 3. But I mean, if Kawhi comes back, it's a completely different ball game here for me, because if he's anything close to where he was before he left, but I just don't think that's likely. So I'm saying Suns in 5 unless that guy comes back, even without Chris Paul. But like you said, it does sound like he's coming back, and that's even bigger steep hill to climb there for the Clippers.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll see what happens in that series. I'm interested because the Clippers looked really, really good against the Jazz in the last few games, and then now, I mean, I don't want to say they look bad, but now it's like they're playing like how we expected them to play without Kawhi. So do they get it adjusted? Do they return back to how they were in Game 6 and Game 7? The jury's still out.
I know.
We'll see.
Could see another complete flip after 2-0 Suns lead like we've saw in the last 2 series. So
we'll see what happens. Jury's still out, my friends. But last and final pit stop for today's rants and reactions. Over to the ice. Stanley Cup matchups. Weekend of Stanley Cups was intense. I was gripping onto the armrest all game for all the games this weekend. I mean, absolutely crazy. Last night you had the Habs and Golden Knights go into overtime. Very unceremonious overtime. Ended up just being a bouncing crazy puck in front of Carey Price. He dove out for it and then left it an open net. Puck bounced around a little bit more, and there you go. Overtime, Vegas winner. So now we are Vegas up, I do believe.
No, they're all both 2-2.
Or 2-2, I'm sorry, 2-2 going back to Vegas. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if the Habs have what it takes to pull it off again in Vegas.
I think they needed that one last night.
They're going to have to pull one off in Vegas to get it done, so we'll see what happens. But then, the opposite one. You know where I stand on this. Isles versus Lightning. I might honestly put a half unit, a little bit of extra action on that money line.
You will.
I don't know why I'm lying to anybody here. I'm definitely putting some action on the Islanders money line. But with that being said, fuck, I skated by the skin of my teeth this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
So, got up Saturday morning and chose violence. Just decided that, hey, I got 4 Pink Whitney shots sitting here. There ain't no way this shit happens. Here, Twitterverse. If the Isles score 4 goals or more this evening, I will slam all 4 of these on live. What the fuck was I thinking? Before I knew it, it was 3-0, and we hadn't even got out of the second period yet. My heart quickly dropped to my stomach when, you guys don't know this, but I don't really drink like that anymore. Your boy used to be a heavyweight, even though I'm a smaller guy. I used to be able to put it down back in the college days.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been a piece of cake.
Piece of cake, no question. But it started rolling around in my head, and I'm man enough to admit this. I'm no pussy. I walked over to the fridge and got those Pink Whitney shots out. I said, okay, you know what? I've only tried this one other time. I gotta see what I'm in for here. because I'm not a big vodka fan. That was a bad decision in the first place.
Sure.
So I took a little sippy sip, and I said, oh, hot damn, I have really made a mistake here. So my heart was now in my stomach proceeded to drop through my ass, and I said, oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to do this. So I started trying to plan and figure out ways how I was going to get this done. Was I going to put it in shot glasses? Was I going, because I didn't want the bubbles in the bottle. That was like the hardest part, because I knew I might gag if that happens, because I just hadn't drank like that. So trying to figure that out, I'm like, well, fuck. Then people are gonna start talking shit because I bet only a quarter of these or 3/4 of these bottles get in the shot glass. Then I'm just gonna have to take repeated shots, and then I might have to take 8 shots. I'm sitting here an anxious fucking wreck on my couch, thinking my whole life is over. I finally just devised the plan that, you know what, I'm just going to fill up a cup full of ice. I'm going to dump them all in there together, and I'm going to slam it live on Twitter right in front of everybody. Maybe I can get through it there. It'll be cold.
I think that would have been the move.
We'll see what.
I think that would have been the move.
So yeah. My anxiety started to relax a little bit, but I was still like, fuck, I really don't want to do this. It's like 9 o'clock on Saturday. I don't feel like being blacked out by 10. Like, this is just maybe 9:30. This is not what I feel like doing. So then the Lightning stormed back 3-2, and I thought, oh, fuck, I'm really in for it. Now, the Lightning are going to tie this up, and then the Islanders are going to go to OT, score 4, and win the game, and I'm going to have to do that. I'll be happy my bet win, but I'm going to have to do it. Both defenses stepped up. Almost insanity to send it into overtime last night. Lightning miss an ending goal by that. To which I promptly get on Twitter and say, oh, shit, I am so upset I didn't get to slam those 4 Pink Whitney shots this evening.
I told you earlier, I almost set fuel on the fire. And,
I almost fucked up bad, Bob.
Tried to push you into do it in any ways.
Oh, I almost fucked up bad.
That you might not want to actually do that, so I pulled back the reins there. But
had some buddies come over. Shout out Dusty, shout out Mike. I had some buddies come over the weekend, hang out, whatever, left some shots around. I'm cleaning up the apartment Saturday morning, and just had a spark of insanity come across me. And you know what? Lesson learned, folks. I got to be careful what the fuck I put out there on the internet. Because that would have really, 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 really sucked.
I suppose it's my turn to push the bill here one of these days this week. Maybe
we'll see. I'm gonna keep doing that, but I'm gonna bring in the reins a little bit here. Maybe we'll do 2 Pink Whitney shots. I think I could have got through 2, but 4 was pretty dud. Oh boy, he acted like he would have been over here doing it too. He'd have been in the doggone bathroom under the toilet.
Oh, give me a break. Give me a break.
Oh, we both.
But I mean, that last second save, man, that was absolutely unreal. The move, I mean, I think the save was crazier, but if you put that in the net on that faking out the goalie and then with the backhand,
I just shit a brick.
That would have been,
because I needed the Isles to win. I had the money right.
But even just that goal in general to tie it with the last second, that would have been absolutely insane.
Oh, and just everything I had riding on it. But yeah, that I told you kind of at the top of the show, had some stuff to get into here, and boy, oh boy, was it a roller coaster of a weekend for me in the Islanders and Lightning game. I about lost the game on my bets, and imagine if they would have scored and then would have still lost the game.
Like lost 5-4.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I was waiting for, honestly.
Man, that would have chapped me so bad. But thank goodness they got the 3-2 victory,
so
and your boy remained.
That would have been so miserable.
Your boy remained sober as a gopher on Saturday evening. Well, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Either way, here we go. There you have it. NHL news nonsense, and that's about it for all of today's rants and reactions, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. There you have it. Not a whole else other to get into. Feel like we covered some pretty damn good topics there, partner. Gave these kind folks some stuff that they can take into their conversations, talk some shit about with the rest of their friends. Now that they got it from us, they got some extra ammo, bullets in the chamber, if you will, when some of these sports debates come up.
Of course.
Our pleasure. You're welcome. Hope you use it wisely, the new knowledge you have attained. But how about, speaking of knowledge, some additional for you guys? How about a little motivation and inspiration? Wrap this show up, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. It's time for my motivation minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And today, just wanted to give you a little something to think about. Think about it from a couple different angles, couple different perspectives here. But the main message I wanted to tell you guys today is stop wasting your assets. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your mental health, your spiritual health. Stop wasting your physical assets. I mean, I could go on for days here. Stop wasting them. You might not think that you are, but chances are you might be. What truly are you spending your money on? Are you investing in yourself, in your future, in furthering a dream or a passion? Are you wasting it at Club 5000 on the weekend? Showing everybody else who don't even fucking know you or care about you that you can get bottle service. And then you got to wait till the next week to get a paycheck to be able to pay your bills. You ain't fooling me, man. I mean, you can lie to the mirror all you want, but are you really utilizing your money asset wisely? Where's your time? Are you spending it nonstop gaming all day long? Are you spending it locked into social media all day long? Or do you take time to reset? Take time to get right on the inside? Or are you just wasting it? Now, you might think it's a pot calling the kettle black that, hey, you're a content creator. You're always online. You're always doing... Yeah, but I take time to balance. You have to. It's the only way that you can. And another thing, or can be successful. And another thing with time, where are you spending your time? Are you spending time with, or wasting your time rather, with people who are tearing you down or talking about negative things or gossiping about other people, or putting you in a frame of mind that you almost feel sick to your stomach when you hang out around them, but you battle through anyway because they're your friends? Or are you spending time with people who lift you up, who give you an extra boost to get you on the next rung on the ladder, who want to see you succeed and as soon as you leave the room, don't have something to say about you? Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your assets? Maybe if you don't like the direction that your life is going in, maybe it's the time to look yourself in the mirror and ask that question. And I can't answer it for you. You got to answer it yourself. But I can almost guarantee you that a lot of the issues and problems and challenges you are facing in your life could damn near be solved if you start using your assets a little more wisely. Stop allocating them to things that don't matter. Stop giving them to things that bring toxicity and negativity into your life. Stop devoting them to things that don't further you at all. Now, I'm also a huge gamer. I'm right there with you guys. I can spend a Sunday morning to Sunday night gaming all single damn day long. But it's all about balance. It's okay. It's fine. You can absolutely do it. It's cool. But sometimes you got to unplug. You got to get back. What can I do productive with my time now? It's all about balance. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you got to find out where you're allocating it. Are you allocating that asset properly? And I suppose maybe that's a good place to kind of end this thought. Where are you allocating those assets? Start paying attention to how much of each of your assets that are so valuable to you. The intangible assets, the mental health, the spiritual health, your time, your effort, your energy, all those things are so crucial to your success, being center, happy, and fulfilled. They're so crucial. You have to allocate properly, or else you will spin the wheels in this life. Spin the wheels, spin the wheels, spin the wheels, and you'll just be stuck on the same damn treadmill your entire life. If you're stuck in one of those right now, and you're like, damn, my life really ain't going nowhere. What the fuck am I doing? Colton's really saying some shit right now. Maybe it's time to start allocating differently. I don't know where. I don't know who needed to hear it. But I think today's your day to stop wasting. I was fucking great up to that point. To stop wasting your assets and start allocating them more properly. Stop giving them to things that are negative and toxic and bringing you back, and start devoting them to things that are positive, uplifting, and putting you on to the next rung on that ladder to success. So one more time, my message for today, my friends. I challenge you to take a few minutes today. Look yourself in the mirror, all honesty. Am I allocating my assets properly, or am I wasting them in my day-to-day? Once again, I can't answer that. That is all for you to answer today. So just remember, you want to get places. stop wasting those assets. And that does it for my motivation minutes today.
Good stuff, my man. I like the to stick with the old video game analogy there, because obviously I like to play some video games myself, but I like how you kind of touched on two sides of it, where you might have a person who's got problem XYZ, and instead of tackling those problems, they're spending 10 hours playing video games instead of solving those problems. Whereas you might need to have another person who has taken all of those problems, and now they need to unwind a little bit and find that balance in there, whether it's relaxation for a few hours, play a few video games, or unplugging from, whatever, negative aspect of their life, and that's a little bit of an escape. Two different sides to it. Different people have every different, different type of experiences with that. But I like where you went with that, because, I kind of fall on both sides of it in random points. I like to play video games.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I suppose another thing I could just kind of cap it all off with is just everything in moderation.
Yeah, moderation.
Like there's nothing that's bad. Like alcohol isn't inherently bad. Pot isn't inherently bad. Gambling isn't inherently bad. Playing video games isn't inherently bad. It's how much time and how often and how moderated you choose to have those things. If you ain't got no moderation on them at all, they're going to become an issue. They're going to become a problem. They're going to cause other opportunities to become less abundant in your life. It's just how it works. It's how it happens. But all of those things in moderation together are never a bad thing. But it comes down to you being disciplined, and only you. Nobody can make the choice for you. Nobody can allocate them for you. You got to allocate your assets properly. And if you can, and if you choose to, it'll take some discipline. It ain't easy, I'll tell you that. It takes making a lot of choices that aren't popular with the crowd. I will assure you of that as well. But if you do, you'll start seeing some success, my friends. I guarantee you of that. So to start allocating those assets and watch 1 foot at a time, you start going up that ladder to success, my friends. And what's success, Mags?
Happy, centered, and fulfilled.
Bang! He's been listening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are too. I know, I was throwing one at you quick, see if I could catch you off guard. So there you go. There you have it. Motivation minutes for today. As always, I had a few of you guys reach out to me and tell me you appreciate this. So, hey, I will keep doing it. This is why I do it. I do it for you guys. As I always say, if I hit one of you with something, even if it's 3 words in a sentence that I say that impact your life and make you go in a different direction and start to level your life up, I did my job. That's all I care about. So I will continue to drop down some knowledge for you guys and give you some motivation to go about your day. So I hope you enjoyed today's Motivation Minutes. But that about does it for episode number 63, about usual time. I thought we were going to have a little bit shorter of an episode here with the light slate, but ended up having enough to cover in the Rants and Reactions there, partner.
Sure did.
So pretty damn good pod, my friend, I would have to say myself. But anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul that you've been dying to get out, that we didn't cover within the show, that you need to share with the kind folks that joined us on episode number 63, almost said 36. There's my Listexia coming back again on this beautiful June 21st, 2021.
Yeah, nothing crazy to start the week here. Nothing crazy at all. A little bit of news this morning coming out of the NCAA. Supreme Court overturn the NCAA's. I didn't dive too deep into that, but making progress towards some type of player compensation.
Name and likeness. Okay.
Yeah. So nothing, no confetti flying off for these NCAA players just yet, but steps being taken in the right direction for that. So
hold all the celebrations, but things are moving in the correct direction. Soon and very soon, NCAA players of all ages and in all categories will be able to be compensated off their name and likeness, per Riley Magnuson on episode 63 of the Talking the Line podcast. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Outside of that, couple quick reminders before we let y'all get on about your Mondays. As always, episode description, first link in this bad boy is the Talking the Line link tree. We're always consistently updating new content, new stuff in there. So make sure you follow all of our socials, all of our additional content. Excuse me, goodness gracious, that we have. Oh my gosh. Excuse me.
Wheels are falling off.
Hell of a way to end the pod. That's a fucking show. Goodness gracious. Tried to hold it in there, but the coffee was getting to me. Was talking about the Linktree. Yes, that's right. Linktree, all of the stuff in there. Make sure you follow us. You can consume us however, whenever you please. You know the deal, all that stuff. Make sure you hit that. Also, Action Network app. Make sure you follow all of us at cash_with_Colt, at RMags, at Talking the Line, all that good jazz. You'll see all of our best bets. Might be putting out Colt's Daily Draw today. I'm going to dive into the books once again here as soon as we get done with today's show. I'll let you guys know via Twitter if I'm putting one of those bad boys out today. And then we will have a very, very exciting, new, important announcement for you guys here very, very shortly. We have started to make a little bit of traction in an area we've been working on for some time now. And I am so excited to bring this to you guys. Some of the things we already have planned is just, oh boy, I cannot wait. It is going to be an electric factory from episode 1. Let me tell you that, my friends. That is your hint. That is your hint. That is your thought. So I'll let you spin on that all the day long, maybe until you see us tomorrow, until we get another hint coming your way. But that's all I got for you today, partner. Any closing final thoughts? Anything you need to say?
Hammer all of everything in. Bets, the rants, everything.
Hammer it all in. Hammer it all in. Man, that is just, I'm telling you, the power with that doggone thing. It is amazing. But that does it. Episode number 63, my friends. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates, gamblers far and wide, from myself and Mags, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Monday, unless you have other plans. We'll see you right back here for tomorrow's show at 10 a.m. Let's cash some tickets.